refresher or you are just making your first one. Remember, you should have a research page for each resource that you find in your research. You're going to need one valid source. I prefer to print mine, but for the sake of this, I just copied and pasted an NC Wiseowl print document into Google Drive. So it's like a Google Doc. So you can see me highlight it and mark it up here. You also need a copy of your working outline, and that's my working outline. So I can look at my subtopics. So step one is read your text and annotate for the subtopics that are found in your working outline. So that's what I'm going to do right now. This one I particularly picked because I want to find some more information about funding, but I also might find some other good information in there. So I'm going to do a little bit of this for the first time. Not read this yet, so bear with me. Montreal's push for public art funding. Montreal bowed down on one knee late last month, thinking, praying, and dreaming at the entrance to a downtown Montreal hospital, a representation of humanity's spiritual search and infinite potential. The 3-meter-high stainless steel sculpture entitled "The Implorer" may find that it is far from alone in this province in the years to come. Don't thank God for that. Thank Quebec City Mayor Regis Labaume, Montreal City Councilor, some name I can't read, Lane Ayotte, and the other municipal officials in the province who were determined to see more public art in what is often seen as Canada's most culturally forward provinces. They are about half a century late to the trend that was kicked off by former Premier Jean Lesage, the architect of Quebec's Quiet Revolution. Apart from creating a Ministry of Culture, his government created a novel program in 1961 to ensure that 1% of the cost of provincially funded construction projects was set aside for spending on sculptures, paintings, murals, and other works of public art. So this right here, I'm going to highlight because this talks about funding in particular. So I'm going to highlight that. And then I'm going to make a comment in the margin, and I'm going to label it as funding. Remove that. So you would be doing this with a paper and pen if you wanted. You can also do this copy and paste into your Google Drive. I actually do that. I have a hard time doing this without marking the text. The idea has been widely adopted in what is now commonly known as percentage for public art programs. Toronto has one, as does Moncton, Edmonton, Surrey, British Columbia, Berkeley, California, among other forward-thinking cities. So this is percentage for public art. I'm going to highlight that. And again, that's some more evidence of funding. And I'm just going to come over here and annotate funding. So as you can see, I started finishing reading my text. I just used different colored highlight to show the difference between funding. This was some information that aligned to controversy. This was benefits, and then some more funding. And then finish my text, reading it. So once I'm all done with that, then I'll go to step 2. All right, so the next step, step 2, is to make a copy of my working outline because I want to make a research page. So I go to my Google Drive, I have my working outline. I go to File, make a copy, and I go ahead and name this. For me, it's going to be my research page number 3. You can title it whatever research page you're on, or if you want to put the title of your article with it, but it just helps me to keep track of my research pages. And then click share with same people because you should be sharing these with me as well. So now I have my copy. And from there, step 3 is to make a heading for this new research page. So I'm going to have the title of the article, the author, the source, and slash URL. So this actually came from NCWise Al. It's Montreal's Push for Public Art Funding is the title. And I'm just going to copy and paste those in there. Or try. So now that I've finished step 3 and I have my heading there, I'm going to go to step 4, which is record important information from the text to the research page. So I want to incorporate any important quotes, summaries, maybe do some paraphrasing of information that's found in the text. And I want to fit that in wherever it goes based on how I labeled it. So I'll go over here and look at the beginning of my paper, and I've got this, the government created a program in 1961 to ensure. So I'm going to just actually take that whole thing and I'm going to copy it, and that falls under funding. Sometimes you have to backspace because the alignment gets a little messed up. I added a bullet and I'm going to put this in quotes. And because I took part of a quote, not the whole thing, I lifted part of it, of the text, I use an ellipsis, which is that 3 dots that just shows that there's something before that. And in this case, I'm just going to get rid of my highlights now because that bothers me. All right, so I've got that. So now I just keep rolling. I go back to my text, the percentage for public art, and I think I'm just going to paraphrase that and say that, let's see what city this is, Montreal. Montreal has a program that uses part of the money from public construction to go toward art. Okay, so I just basically summarize that, and then I go down here. This I put down as some controversy, so I'm going to come down here, and basically I don't think I'm going to cut that. I think that I'm going to say that there's some controversy with it, that often it gets put on the back burner. So I'm going to go ahead, go back to my research page, go to controversy. I'm going to add that and say that the funding has often been put aside due to other city issues. And that just captures the essence of that. So I'll just continue to do that for the rest of the stuff that I highlighted. Okay, so now I've transferred all that information to this. You can see there's some information about funding, controversy, and some benefits. I don't have a lot about the purpose of public art or about the role in the 21st century, and I'm really questioning that maybe that falls under benefits as well. So my next resource that I'm going to look for, I'm going to probably try to find something about the types and purposes, because I don't have much of that in my research pages yet. So then I'm just going to start all over again with step 1. I hope this has been helpful for you.